one of the greatest frustrations in life is to be gifted but not have an opportunity that matches.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
want you to really give encouragement because there's some local praise leader
Yeah.
who can tear it down.
Yeah.
But nothing is opening.
Mhm.
And I'm not just talking about singers. I'm talking about across the chasm of whatever your profession is. I've never met one preacher who's told me that they satisfied with the size of their church. Not one.
Wow.
Yeah, we always looking for more and next and greater and bigger
Why
and
is
larger.
that?
I think because we're the byproducts of a consumer society.
Yeah.
We're always reaching for what is that next space and how it is that we get there. But how do you encourage somebody who is looking for the tangibles of success when the success may be spiritual? You know,
Yeah.
I tell preachers all the time, and they look at me with their jaws dropped. Dr. King never pastored more than 400 people.
Wow.
And so from a church that held 400 people, changed the whole world. He was never the biggest pastor in the city that he was in.
Wow.
But he the only one that got a holiday. Yeah. Yeah, so we talk about shun not small beginnings, but we only quote that when we get big.
Yeah. Right.
That's the only time we don't shun small
Wow.
beginnings is once we get big.
Wow.
But those who are anointed, and it sounds like you under oppression, affliction, a curse, a fight, because it just ain't breaking. And that may be the assignment.
Yes. Yeah.
You are assigned to 150.
Wow. Yeah. And we got to be good with that. So when you started saying that, and I've never really thought of this that way, I feel like when people say something like, I don't have enough members, I don't have enough opportunities, in my mind, it just translated as them saying, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately what we have to do is we got to change our minds about how we see ourselves and where God has us.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done.
Yes.
Because God might say, you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and I am just proud of you ministering to those 150 people.
Yes.
Can we receive that?
It's
and
hard.
I think it's about us seeing ourselves. So now I got to bring it back to you. Because we're talking about the masses, you're talking about ministering to people, talking about doors open. But the truth is, it always comes back to you personally.
Yeah.
How do you feel about yourself? And, we talked about my weight loss and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I can really speak into that. Because there were years where I was ministering to people and I didn't like myself. I didn't like the way I looked. And here I am talking about, God made me in his image and his likeness. But I don't like this image.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm telling people to do is what I had to do. What you don't like, you change.
Yes. Yes.
And change is not easy to do.
Yes.
It's not changing your mind. It's not easy to do. Changing what culture has taught you is not easy to do. And changing your habits is not easy to do, but it's a choice.
And not liking yourself is not just always about weight, shape, or complexion.
That's it.
I found out, Tasha, and I hate even saying this, some of the most anointed and gifted people, their self-hatred only shows through insecurity. You got all that gift. Why you hating on me?
Right.
You got all that oil.
Why you
expending energy on me?
Oh.
Rejoice always. Go over there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because my sister is a therapist, said something that has helped me get back on the ground. She says, most of the people who fight you have not accomplished half as you. Only fight people who are in your weight class. It's a waste of your energy.
It is a waste of your energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lady online going ham on Jamal Bryant ain't a leader because he didn't boycott Amazon. Target ain't nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, man, you lead Amazon. That's
Right.
what you feel called to do.
That's what you feel called to do.
do that.
I had this thing, and I started telling my team this years ago, and people might not like it, but you were asking, how do I cover the gift? And I don't know if I answered that, but I will answer it now. I have this thing where everybody like Tasha. And my team knows it. Everybody loves Tasha.
Yeah.
And me digesting that and thinking that way, it has protected me from any backlash. Because in my mind, so they already know. Don't bring me no clips.
Yes.
I don't want to see no magazine articles. I don't want to see anything that's not aligned, that's not going to keep my mind focused on what God has called me to do.